Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, and of course, my comments. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys. Let's see. Avatar is always in the house. He's always number one. That guy probably checked in yesterday. I'm not sure. Avatar said, "What's up, Broncos country?" Here, let me put up on the screen. I'm sorry. What's up, Broncos country and 2023 NBA champs, Nuggets Nation? Absolutely, can't get enough of that, man. We won the Stanley Cup last year with the Avalanche. We won the NBA championship this year with the Nuggets. Can we win the Super Bowl this coming year with the Broncos? Not sure. Not sure. It would be cool. It would be absolutely cool. Avatar also says, "Oh, and the 2022 NHL champs, Avalanche Fanatics." Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Colorado is just reeling in championships, and it's awesome. It really, really is awesome. Totally cool. Totally cool. All right, guys, I got tremendous amount of topics, so many different directions. I have a, I'm not going to spoil it, but I have a very, very strong opinion and slam on the NFL, but we'll get into that. Okay, start out on a very, very sad note. Um, this happens a lot of times in the summer. Warm weather, people go in the water. Very, very sad. Former NFL quarterback Ryan Mallett has passed away at the young age of 35 after drowning in a rip current in Florida. Now, I almost drowned. Seriously, I almost drowned in a rip current in Southern California off of some San Diego beaches. Fortunately, there was a female surfer that was coming by on a surfboard. I yelled out, "Help, help, help. I'm being pulled out by a rip current." And she yelled out, "Grab my surfboard." And obviously I was saved. I owe my life to her. Definitely, definitely. Um, it's nothing to mess around with, guys. You got young children, and I'm not trying to preach, so don't think that that's it. I'm just trying to say, you know what? Doesn't matter how good of a swimmer you are. Doesn't matter where you are. Rip currents are serious. They're dangerous. What happens is the tide pulls under so strong that it pulls you down. It's a traumatic feeling. Scared the living daylights out of me. Anyways, okay, I go on. The NFL did release a statement saying the NFL family is deeply saddened by the passing of Ryan Mallett. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and loved ones. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Ryan Mallett, just a very, very tragic, sad ending to his life. I just, my heart goes out. I know what it feels like. I was trapped in one. Thank goodness I was able to escape, but my heart goes out. Absolutely. Avatar says 100%. I agree with this. Respect the water. It can take you when you least expect it. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. It could be a wave. It could be a surfer with the wave coming down. It could be anything. The ocean, to me, is nothing to be timid about. Nothing to think that you or not you personally, but a person, it's just the ocean. It's no big deal. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Respect it. Be careful. And also, there's sharks in there, depending on where you are. Okay, let's get to some Bronco news. Sean Payton is not in favor of the new fair catch rule of the ball being placed at the 25-yard line. Here's why. He pointed out this, and I quote: "Let's say there's a foul or penalty. Let's say there's a penalty on a scoring play, and the ball is kicked from the 50. If there is a fair catch, the ball will be placed at the 25, and you don't realize the benefit of a 15-yard penalty." Wait a minute. If the penalty is on the defense, which allows the kicking team to place it on the 50, how's it on the kicking team? So, and Peyton went on and said, I would have thought the ball should be placed at the 10 for the 15-yard personal foul. Well, wait a minute. Sean, you mixed it up. If it was a penalty on the kicking team, that would be 15 yards back from the 35. So if there's a penalty on the receiving team, they're not going to get the 10. They're going to get the 25. So I think kind of Sean Payton's a little bit mixed up right there. Just saying, when I saw that and read it, I thought, okay, I'm gonna bring it out, in my show, but I think it's a little off. Just my thought. Avatar also says nobody's a fan of that rule. Absolutely not. I'm not. And I know Avatar. I know why they're doing it. Okay, I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're trying to keep these players healthy. They don't want concussions. They don't want broken legs. I understand. But at what point does the NFL say, okay, we've kind of really pushed this as far as we can, otherwise we're going to flag football? And that's my fear. What are we going to do? We're just going to have flag football with these guys? Are we going to put skirts on them? And I'm not trying, come on, guys, I'm not trying to downgrade the NFL by any stretch of the imagination. It's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to say is, when is enough enough? I mean, you got to let these guys play and be football players. Or make them, flag football players. This is our passion. This is what they want to do. And I understand we try and keep them as safe as we can. But things happen. I mean, we have cars today that are more safe than any other time in life. Any other time in life that we've had cars. They're more safe. And yet we still have accidents. Why? Because things happen. You cannot control everything. You can't. I say let these guys play. Let them play. Let them do what they love to do. Let's kind of curb back a little bit, but let's don't go to the extreme. Okay? Let's just not go beyond that proverbial, line in the sand, so to speak. Okay. Sean Payton wants to cut down on penalties. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I mean, why would you want penalties? Anyways, Sean Payton wants to cut down on penalties. What the team committed last season. If they're going to learn to avoid fighting with their opponents on game day, they need to learn that at practice, which does happen with fighting, at training camp, due to players trying to impress their hopefully new team. That's the key. You're not going to fight amongst your own players, if you respect them and love them and that kind of thing. You're trying to make the team. You're going to do whatever it takes to get the eye of the coach. You want the eye of the coach to notice you. Well, sometimes that's not in a good way, like fighting and instigating or whatever. Listen to this, guys. This is horrendous. The Broncos committed. This isn't the Raiders. Guys. The Broncos committed 113 penalties last season, the second highest total in the NFL for that year. Payton says enough of that in 2023. Not happening. Good. I love Sean Payton's attitude. I really do. I love his attitude. You know what? His way is if you don't like it, there's the road. My way or the highway. Guess what? We haven't had that since Kubiak. When Kubiak literally looked Peyton Manning in the face and said, you ain't playing. You're injured. You're not playing. Sit on the bench. Give me your helmet. Stood up to him. That's what you got to do. You can't allow the inmates to run the asylum. You can't. If you do, you're not a head coach. Oh, like Hackett? Exactly. And I know I keep harping on Hackett and stuff, but holy crap. He was a mess. In my opinion, he was worse than Josh McDaniels. And the reason why I say that is because he didn't even last 1 year. McDaniels at least went into his second year. Hackett was a pathetic reason for a head coach. Pathetic. But now we have Sean Payton, who knows what to do, how to do it, get the best out of a player. And I'm going to get into some stuff about Russell Wilson. In fact, speaking of Russell Wilson, here it is. Sean Payton has to get Russell Wilson back together, so to speak, disguising play calls in something that Denver has not done in recent years. Hello, Hackett, again. When you line up on offense and you have the same exact lineup and you do the same exact thing, don't you think other teams are going to recognize that? Of course they will. I recognize it watching it. It was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I'm thinking, what are you doing, you moron? Okay, here we go. Like I said, I'm sure many of you have felt the same frustrating predictability watching these Broncos in recent years. Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. Hopefully, Payton changes Wilson like he changed Breeze in the 2023 season and beyond. I have no doubt that Sean Payton can change and bring back Russell Wilson to what he was when he was in Seattle. My concern is, will Russell Wilson adapt to what Sean Payton wants to do? That's the whole thing. I don't know. I really don't know. But I do have some kind of concerns about Russell Wilson. I'll get into that in a little bit here in a couple topics. Avatar says, how many of those were delay of game penalties, though? Yeah, Avatar, you got a good point. A lot of those penalties were delay of games, absolutely. But that's on Hackett. And that's what I was saying earlier, is that Sean Payton's not going to allow that to happen. He's already, trying to clamp the reins, so to speak, on these guys. He's already tried to keep them from locking their lips, not saying anything. Now, I don't have this in my notes, but Russell Wilson went out there and posted, 2 days after they went on to, excuse me, my head itch. 2 days after they went on to summer break, Russell Wilson posted a video of him working out. Sean Payton doesn't like that. He doesn't want the media of social media to be out there. He wants it lipped tight. And Russell Wilson went behind his back. That pisses me off. That really ticks me off. Because I don't know why Wilson would do that. Why would a Russell Wilson deliberately go against his coach? Oh, well, yeah. Hey, we're not in OTAs anymore, and, I'm free to do what I want. Yeah, you're free to do what you want, but use your freaking head. Don't be stupid. Don't go out there and act like you're a prima donna, because you're not. All right? I'm getting sick and tired of Russell Wilson already. I am. I'm getting tired of his antics. And I got some stuff, man. I'm telling you. I'm bringing it today, guys. So strap on your bootstraps. Put on that seatbelt, because I'm bringing it. I got some stuff that I'm really bringing. So here we go. All right. Melvin Gordon. Speaking of Russell Wilson, this is a twist. Melvin Gordon, former Broncos running back Melvin Gordon, has Russell Wilson's back when it comes to the season. Gordon said, and I quote, "Russ is going to have the year he wants to. I hope he wins." What? I hope he wins the MVP? Russell Wilson? All right. I continue. Still quoting. He's going to be what everybody thought he was going to be the first year in Denver. He has an MVP coach. End quote. Sure. Russell Wilson does have an MVP coach. Absolutely. I totally agree. But here's the problem. Is Russell Wilson going to be Russell Wilson? Is he going to listen to Sean? Obviously, he hasn't listened yet. He went out and made a stupid-ass video about a workout that Sean Payton said, keep your freaking mouth shut. Well, he didn't say anything, but he posted it. He puts it on whatever social media. And Sean Payton said, keep your trap shut. Don't do anything on social media. What does Russell Wilson do? He does a workout video. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. All right. Let's move on. The topic of the show is called KJ Hamler is back for camp. Here it is. Let me get the second segment of it. Here we go. Great news that KJ Hamler is expected to be cleared for training camp. That is great news. Hamler said he should be cleared after pectoral surgery. That is awesome. Totally, totally awesome. I love KJ Hamler. I love his play of his game, his hand. To me, it's a great receiver. Okay. Now, because he was injured and he's cleared to come back, the Broncos have done something along with KJ Hamler. Here it is. The Broncos and KJ Hamler have agreed to a slightly tweaked final year of his rookie deal. Okay, what is that? Hamler's base salary of $1.583 million stays the same, with the chance to earn $417,000 more via incentives. What are those incentives? I don't know. It wasn't released. This, however, protects the team if he ends up on the IR. Oh boy. Oh boy. Does that mean that the Broncos think and feel that KJ Hamler may not make the entire season? May not stay healthy for the entire season? May re-injure? I don't know. To me, that's just well, they have to protect their assets. They have to protect their assets. 100%. So obviously that's what they're doing. Okay. This is interesting. Going back on what I was saying about Russell Wilson and the fact that, Sean Payton needs to correct him and Russell Wilson needs to, be Russell Wilson again and Canny and all that. Okay. Well, how about this? Recent speculation claims Jarrett Stidham is outperforming Russell Wilson in OTAs. What? Whoa. Let me say that again. Recent speculation claims Jarrett Stidham is outperforming Russell Wilson in OTAs. Now, for those of you who don't know what OTAs are, that is organized team activities. Meaning, passing drills and, reading the defense or whatever it means. Holy smokes. Let me interject this. Should this be the case, would Sean Payton bench Wilson in place of Stidham to open the season against the Raiders at home? Oh my gosh. Would that be a shock to Broncos country? Would that be a shock to me? No, it wouldn't be a shock to me. And I'll tell you why. Because Russell Wilson didn't look good last year. And it's going to take a little bit of time for Russell Wilson to really adapt to Sean Payton's offense. Looks like Stidham has. That is crazy. That is crazy that if Stidham is outperforming Russell Wilson in the OTAs, Sean Payton, let me remind you guys, Sean Payton has no allegiance, no alliance to a Russell Wilson. None. He didn't draft him. He didn't sign him. He didn't want him as his quarterback. In other words, he wasn't the head coach when Wilson came over. He has no allegiance to Russell Wilson. And Gary Kubiak, when he benched Peyton Manning didn't like it. But guess what? It was the best for the team because the Broncos went on to win Super Bowl 50. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Use your head. Sean Payton wants the best for the Broncos. Gary Kubiak wanted the best for the Broncos. Hackett had no idea what was best for the Broncos. And neither did the other coaches we had. So what I'm saying, guys, is if is if Sean Payton makes a move to bench Russell Wilson, why not? If Stidham is performing better, and yes, it's only OTAs. We haven't gotten to preseason yet. We haven't even gotten to really practice. But my point is this. If Russell Wilson can't man up and be what he should be, and Stidham can, why not put Stidham in there? That's my point. Doesn't matter to me who's our quarterback. What matters to me is how many wins and losses. And we lost a lot last year. We were 5-12, guys. Did you guys forget? I don't want to repeat a 5-12. I don't care who our quarterback is. Well, I have some people I don't want on my team. But anyways, the guys we have on our team, I don't care who starts. I don't care who performs. I just want the best for this team. All right. Avatar says, in other words, this sounds a lot like assumption. He's talking about this. I'm sorry. Avatar says, definitions of speculation, the forming of a theory or conjecture without firm evidence. Speculation. Going back to what I said about speculation. Hang on. Let me get to it. Speculation on I forgot. Oh, speculate. Are you talking about the drowning? I don't know. But anyways, Avatar, you're right. That is true. And like you said, following up, in other words, it sounds a lot like assumption. True. That's very true. I know I don't like to use the word speculation, but it was in the format of the story that I was reading topic, and so I put it in there. But you're absolutely right, Avatar. Man, you are sharp on a lot of things, right? What are you, human dictionary? You're amazing, man. You're amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna take this into, you guys got it. One of my favorite segments, the Jackass. Well, not my favorite because people are in trouble, but my favorite as far as just pointing out how stupid people can be and why are they so stupid. So here it is, this week's Jackass of the week. Okay, this week's Jackass of the week is a former New York Jets first rounder and former Ohio State standout linebacker Darian Lee. He has been arrested, has an arrest warrant issued after he missed a court date stemming from a domestic violence and assault charges filed this past April. You know what, guys? I am so sick and tired of bringing these up. I really am, because, I do it because I want people to know that just because they think and feel that they are above the law and they are somebody, quote, somebody, that they can just do what they want. It doesn't work that way. I just don't get these guys. I continue. Lee, 28, was arrested in Ohio in April and accused of oh my gosh, you'll be kidding me. Hold on, guys. Let me repeat that. Lee, 28, was arrested in Ohio in April and accused of beating the mother of his son. And if that's not bad enough, as well as his own mother. Are you freaking kidding me? You're going to beat the mother of your child and the mother that brought you into this world? What kind of a satanic mindset do these guys have? Seriously? I continue. From the hospital, Lee's mother said her son, her son punched her 8 to 10 times in the head. You know what? I am done with these guys. Absolutely done with these guys. I don't know if I can do another Jackass of the week if I have to deal with this. I'm serious. I have grandkids. I have a beautiful wife that I absolutely adore. I have a mom Thank goodness she's in heaven. I have a mom that passed away 10 years ago. I would never, ever think of doing a thing anywhere close to that. I don't understand the mindset of how you do that to your own mom. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I don't. I'm dumbfounded. I'm totally dumbfounded as to what goes through these. All right, I got to go beyond this because I'm just going to go on a rant and rave, and that's not where I want to go. Richie Rich says, Bill, I say, Richie Rich, what's up, man? Great to have you in the chat. Absolutely great to have you in the chat, man. Love everybody that's here. All right, let's move on because I cannot continue on that topic. That's enough. All right. On another note, this is the one that I'm really going to get into when it comes down to double standards. And I know this isn't the topic of the show, but I am wound up. I am totally wound up on this topic. So here it is. NFL suspends players. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but bear with me. I'm going to get into it. 3 players have been suspended indefinitely by the NFL for betting on NFL games last season. Okay, I get that. You're not supposed to. They are Isaiah Rodgers, Rashad Berry of the Colts, and free agent Demetrius Taylor. Titans offensive tackle Nicholas Pettit-Ferrier, I think it is, was suspended for 6 games for betting on other sports. Okay, I agree with that. You're not supposed to bet when you're a member of the NFL. So yes, you should be reprimanded. But there's an issue that I have, and I'm bringing that. And here it is. Well, let me go back to what I said last week. The 6 key rules from the NFL are as follows, according to gambling. I'm going to go through them quick. Don't bet on the NFL. Don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a home hotel. Don't have someone bet for you. Don't share team inside information. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL season. And last, don't play daily fantasy football. Okay? All right. Now that takes me into the controversy. And here's where I have the major problem. Here it is. I call it the NFL double standard. Here it is. The NFL can't have it both ways. Period. Gambling is prohibited by NFL players. However, the NFL approved the Raiders to play in Vegas. Hello? Gambling casino of the United States outside of Atlantic City. They approved the Raiders to play in Vegas as well as having a lucrative sponsorship with online gambling sites. Now, come on, guys. How in heaven's name can anybody justify the fact that the Raiders are in Vegas where all they have to do is basically go to any place? It could be a convenience store and you probably got a slot machine in there. And you put the Raiders, of all teams, the Raiders, who are dirty enough, put them in Vegas. And the NFL said, oh, you can't gamble. You can't even go into the sports book. You can't even breathe the air that comes out of a Vegas casino because you might be contaminated. Holy crap, guys. Think about it. Let me continue. It gets better. So it's a two-faced league that has so embraced legalized wagering to suspend players for betting on football games and other sporting events. That's what I'm saying. How in heaven's name can you? Excuse me, guys. I'm hitting the microphone. I'm getting wound up. This is really pissing me off. Really pissing me off. I love football. I absolutely love football. But you cannot. I mean, I love the NFL. NFL is my favorite sport besides hockey. But you know what I'm saying. You cannot have it both ways. How in heaven's name can you say, okay, we got a team in Vegas? Oh, don't touch that freaking forbidden fruit. See, I'm getting wild. I'm going words are getting twisted. Don't touch the forbidden fruit. But you put me here. What do you expect me to do? Oh, you're right. Tie my hand. Yes, that's exactly what the NFL commissioner's office is saying. Don't touch it. Oh, by the way, we have gambling organizations that we support and promote, and we welcome them in. It even says right here they have embraced legalized wagering. They've embraced legalized wagering. I continue. Jim Miller said, he's a former quarterback. He said, you can't lie in bed with the devil and not think you're going to get burned. Amen. You cannot do that. The NFL is two-faced. It's double standard. They're saying we don't want you to bet on. Okay, let me take the flip side. Okay, the flip side is this. Okay, you cannot bet on NFL games. And I understand if you bet on NFL games and you're a player, you possibly could have you could throw a game, you can have situations where you cause your team to lose, so therefore you win the bet because you bet on the other team. I understand that. And maybe that's what the NFL is thinking about. But betting on other teams, let's say it's a football player and he wants to bet on a lacrosse game. Who the heck cares? What if he wants to bet on a horse race? He ain't the jockey. He ain't the horse. Who cares? I understand betting on the sport that you play in or betting on your own team. Yes, I get that. Because you can manipulate to a point how that team performs. I get that. But for the NFL to clamp down and saying you can't bet on other sports and then turn around and they have a sporting, they're in bed with sports books. They're in bed with what's that one? The Kings. What's that thing called? The Kings. I don't know what the thing's called. I don't bet, so I have no idea what those things are called. But anyways, you have all these different online sports things, and they encourage it. How in heaven's name can you encourage something and turn right around and punish these guys? What I say it was? It was a what was it? It was it's right here. An indefinite suspension for these guys. I know, I understand. They bet on football games, NFL games. I get that. Okay, so that's a little bit more harsh punishment. But still, the NFL can't have double standards. And if they do, how do they justify that? Do they find the loophole and say, "Oh, well, they're NFL players. They could sway the game, so to speak"? Sure, they can. But they're betting on baseball games or hockey games or tennis games or freaking golf. Who gives a frosty? I don't care. As long as you don't bet on the team that you're playing or your own team or even other NFL teams. You can't bet on the league that you play in. Other than that, I don't care. I really don't. I don't know, man. I don't understand the mindset of the NFL when it comes to that. I really don't. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Gary Kubiak. It's an outright shame that Gary Kubiak is not a member of the Ring of Fame. Absolutely. Absolutely. In my opinion, he should be in the Ring of Fame, hands down, no question asked. Yes, he was a backup his entire playing career. So what? However, he spent 11 seasons as a coordinator on the Broncos Super Bowl championships and led the Broncos to Super Bowl 50 championship. Denver doesn't win that third trophy without Kubiak's moves that season. Absolutely. Why isn't Gary Kubiak in the Broncos Ring of Fame? Seriously, why is he not in the Ring of Fame? He did more things for the Broncos as a backup than any other Broncos backup has ever done. Remember the game against Houston when the snap was low and he got the ball placed correctly so that the field goal could be made and the Broncos went on that ended them up in the Super Bowl. Gary Kubiak was instrumental as an earpiece to John Elway when John Elway was winning, Super Bowl 97. Super Bowl 32 and 33 and 97, 98. He was instrumental. He was there. Kubiak led the Broncos to win Super Bowl 50 as a head coach to do tough choices and tough decisions to bench Peyton Manning, which was a brilliant move because Osweiler won that game against the Patriots that gave us home field advantage that we later on went in and won the AFC Championship game that put us into the Super Bowl. Gary Kubiak should be in the Broncos Ring of Fame. Why is he not there? Why is he snubbed? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Okay, just because you didn't have a Hall of Fame, stellar career, does that mean that you're not recognized in the Ring of Fame? I mean, Floyd Little's not Hall of Fame. Okay, I'm sorry. But you got other guys that are not in the Hall of Fame. Rod Smith is on the Ring of Fame. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. But he should be. And that brings me to this. Chris Tomlinson of the Denver Gazette caught up with Rod Smith about being a perennial Hall of Fame snub. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a bad one. Smith said, and I quote, "I feel I'm deserving, but I don't get to vote. I'm the best undrafted receiver in NFL history," end quote. Rod Smith, you are absolutely 100%. Absolutely 100%. You are the best undrafted receiver in the NFL. I mean, I could be biased, but find me a better undrafted wide receiver than Rod Smith. You're not going to find it. You're absolutely not going to find it. Let me go here real quick. Chargers A. Chris says, "What's good, Bill? Love you, brother." Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for watching the show. Greatly appreciate it. Love you back, man. Love you back. All right. Rod Smith is one of the biggest reasons why we excuse me. Let me back up. I'm sorry. Mike Shanahan said about Rod Smith, and I quote, "Rod Smith is one of the biggest reasons why we won back-to-back Super Bowls. You don't get any stronger than Rod Smith, how he led on and off the field. In my opinion, he's definitely deserving of the Hall of Fame," end quote. That's high praise from Mike Shanahan. Now, Mike Shanahan should know because Mike Shanahan coached Rod Smith. Rod Smith was instrumental in the Broncos winning Super Bowl, well, along with other players, but Super Bowl 33 when John Elway rolled out to his right and hit Rod Smith on a bomb that went for an 80-yard touchdown and basically sealed the deal for Super Bowl 33. Rod Smith needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely needs to be in the Hall of Fame. A lot of Broncos need to be in the Hall of Fame. And I don't understand why the NFL snubs Bronco players over and over and over. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I mean, you can have people like, Pittsburgh, they're Pittsburgh. People say, well, the Broncos play in Denver and it's kind of close to West Coast and it's a mountain town, ski resort, blah, blah, blah. It's not the East Coast. It's not New York. It's not Florida. It's not, whom I don't care. You judge players and teams on the merit of what they've done. Doesn't matter what their location is. And I'm sick and tired of the East Coast snobs snubbing the Denver Broncos players. I don't like it. And, it just infuriates me. Totally infuriates me that they act that way. Okay? All right. I got two more topics left for the show. I ran through these kind of quickly. I thought it would be a a little bit longer than it has, but that's good, man. That's good. I know you guys are busy. It's a summer time. We got the 4th of July right around the corner. Just want to thank all you guys for your support, for being here. Really, really do appreciate it. Love you guys each and every week for showing up. So, damn, I don't know why my chair is falling. Okay. All right. Let's next to the last topic. Broncos all-time scoring leaders. This is interesting. And it's interesting because of the not the category, but of the alignment. I'll show you. Okay. The Denver Broncos top 12 scoring leaders may surprise you as to who is on the list, as well as the placement of where they are on the list. Here are the 12 from 1st to 12th in order. Number 1 scoring leader in Broncos history, Jason Elam with 1,786 points. Brandon McManus, 946 points. Before I go on, half of the 12 are field goal kickers. Well, of course, they have extra points. They have field goals. They have more of an opportunity to score points than a wide receiver, running back, or quarterback. Okay, I continue. Jim Turner, the late Jim Turner, 742 points. Matt Prater, 682. Rich Carlos, 655. David Treadwell, 429. Wide receiver, here he is, Rod Smith, 428. Running back, Gene Mingo, 408. Now, I don't know who Gene Mingo is, but obviously is before my time or when I was young. Anyways, number 9, running back Terrell Davis, 396. Number 10, the late wide receiver Demaryius Thomas, 362. 11, tight end Shannon Sharp, 336. And last but not least, number 12, Floyd Little, 324 points. Wow. That is remarkable. That to me is a Hall of Fame. If you go down that list, that's a Hall of Fame caliber. I wouldn't say all of them are Hall of Fame, but I definitely would say Jason Elam should be a Hall of Fame. Jim Turner should be a Hall of Fame. Matt Prater, Rod Smith, of course, we mentioned that. Terrell Davis is. Demaryius Thomas should be. Shannon Sharp is, and Floyd Little is. So that's pretty much of a Hall of Fame lineup right there. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys, the very last topic of the show, and this is a heartfelt, great move. And I try and end up my show now with a very good, heartfelt topic. This one certainly is and falls in that category. The Denver Broncos have honored the late Ronnie Hillman on the first page of their 2023 media guide. How totally classy to pay tribute to the late Ronnie Hillman. Absolutely. Denver Broncos, your organization has lived up to what the Pat Bowlen ownership always felt. Pat Bowlen always honored people and players that he felt needed to be honored. And it looks like the new ownership of the Walton Penner Group is doing exactly the same thing. They're following in the footsteps of Pat Bowlen and how he loved and treated and respected his players and those who work for him and those who play for him. Ronnie Hillman, congratulations. I know that, I know that you're not here to hear it, but Ronnie Hillman, congratulations on being on the front page of the Denver Broncos media guide for 2023. Well deserved. You were an instrumental person in the Broncos winning Super Bowl 50. And if it wasn't for you and those plays that you made, I'm not quite sure that the Broncos would have made it. Ronnie Hillman, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Way too young, way, way, way too young. May you forever be remembered in Broncos country as a dedicated Denver Broncos running back. Ronnie Hillman, love it, man. Love it that you're on the front page. Absolutely love it. Great, great. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And before I get out of here, you guys, I'm wearing the Broncos Breakdown with Bronco Bill t-shirt. We have merchandise. If you guys want to get your favorite shows, whether it be my show, 5280, Wild Wild West, Cluster Puck, whatever it is, go to MHRT Network merchandise. You'll find everything there. And support your favorite show and support the network. We really appreciate you. Also, we also have an MHRT Network one. So whatever you guys would like to do, we really appreciate it. But more importantly, we really appreciate your support. We appreciate you being here in the chat. Just want to thank those of you that have been in the chat. We had Avatar, of course, always first and foremost. We had Avatar, Richie Rich. We had Chargers 8, Chris. Really appreciate you guys being in the chat. Thanks so much. Before I get out of here, one last thing. You guys enjoy your 4th of July. That's coming this Tuesday. Be safe. Enjoy your time with your family and your barbecues and whatever you guys are doing. Just really, really glad that you guys gave up your Friday to watch the show. Really, really thankful for that. I don't take any of it for granted. Just want to thank you guys once again. You guys know what the shows are. We got shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, Cluster Puck. Tuesday, 5280. Wednesday is Wild Wild West. Thursday is, I think, Broncos Orange or something like that. I'm sorry. And I got to write these down. And then my show next Friday, Broncos Breakdown, with me, your host, Bronco Bill, goes live next Friday, 5 p.m. Until then, guys, enjoy your 4th of July weekend or 4th of July weekend or extended weekend, whatever. Be safe. And guys, we will see you next Friday. Till then, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Take care, guys. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.